Imagine living in your childhood home, the one your late grandparents left you, only to be treated like a servant by your stepmother, scrubbing floors, cooking for a family that doesn't respect you, and then being told you had to start paying rent just to stay. Sounds bad. Well, that was my reality. Until I reminded them whose name was actually on the deed. This isn't just a revenge story, it's a full circle moment of standing up, breaking free, and watching karma do her thing. Buckle up, because you're about to hear how one cold dinner turned into the eviction of the year. I'm 24 now, and up until a few months ago, I was practically a ghost in my own home. Not a haunting kind of ghost, more like the kind no one notices unless they need the trash taken out or their sheets magically changed. I should probably introduce myself. My name's Ellie, and this is the story of how my stepmother Bianca tried to erase me from my own life, until I rewrote the script, literally, with legal documents and a vengeance. So buckle in, grab snacks, maybe a drink, you're going to need it. When I was 9, I lost my mom to ovarian cancer. The quiet kind that kills loud. My dad, Jason, didn't take it well. I became a little adult overnight. If you've ever watched a grown man dissolve in real time, you know the kind of silent trauma I'm talking about. He eventually rejoined the world. I didn't blame him. But then came Bianca. She breezed in during a company retreat in Aruba, seriously, all polished and perfect, like she'd walked out of a Pinterest board titled, How to Bag a Widower. She worked in corporate hospitality, and she was very good at her job, especially the manipulation part. They got married within 6 months, and she brought with her 2 kids, Parker, now 26, who looked like he'd been raised by Reddit, and Mia, 22, who started off quiet but quickly adopted Bianca's designer diva persona. At first it was manageable, then it became a psychological hostage situation. It started with suggestions. Mia's living room could be more modern. And your dad works so hard, maybe you can handle dinner tonight. Then suggestions turned to orders. I became the default everything: dishwasher, laundry fairy, errand girl. They even called me Daikwananye, the quiet one, as if silence was my brand, not just survival. Bianca never yelled. That's not her style. She's more refined. Her weapons were guilt, social comparison, and strategic exclusion. Classic covert narcissism by the book. She made Mia her mini-me and Parker her golden boy. And me? I was the help. Before Mom died, her parents bought a house for all of us. A stunning old Victorian tucked away in a leafy suburb outside Seattle. 4 bedrooms, wraparound porch, garden roses that still bloom pink every spring. I loved that house. And unknown to everyone, my grandparents never trusted Bianca. So after they passed, within 3 months of each other, like soulmates always do, their lawyer transferred ownership into my name. Not my dad's. Not anyone else's. But my father forgot to mention that detail. For years, and I didn't find out until I was 23, when their estate attorney called to update the records. You know that sound in your mind when everything shifts? Like when you realize the walls around you are made of glass, not stone? That was the moment I stopped being afraid. So here's the kicker. One night, I came home from an 8-hour shift at a bookstore cafe, my side hustle while finishing my online degree, and found Bianca at the dining table, sipping herbal tea like the smug Disney villain she is. Ellie, she began, your father and I have decided it's time you contribute. Contribute? You're an adult. It's not fair for Parker and Mia to support the home alone. Excuse me? Parker lives in the attic and spends all day gaming and vaping. Mia's only job is uploading product hauls to TikTok. I asked, how much were you thinking? She smiled like she was doing me a favor. Just $0 a month, plus utilities. And of course, your chores. I blinked. The woman wanted to charge me rent to live in my own house while I continued serving her kids like a maid. Something inside me snapped. Not loudly, not violently, just cleanly, like a piano string pulled too tight. The next evening I called a family meeting. Bianca loves theatrics, so I gave her one. They all came, Parker shirtless holding a protein shake, Mia face full of contour. Bianca in silk pajamas like we were filming a reality show. I've been thinking, I said calmly, and you're right, it's time I contribute. But first, a quick note about the property. I slid a copy of the house deed across the table, my name, all of it. Their reactions? Cinematic. Parker dropped his shake. Mia gasped. Bianca just stared, blinking. That's not possible, she whispered. Check the county records, I said. And check the county records, I said, from the estate attorney. Silence. And now, I continued, about rent, it'll be $100 per adult, due the first of each month. Late fees will apply, Mia screamed. Parker stormed out. Bianca? She laughed. A short-clipped, manic sound. You're not serious. Oh, I'm serious enough to have eviction papers ready, and I did. Bianca went full meltdown the next morning, crying on the phone to my dad, telling him I was emotionally unstable. Too bad I'd recorded the whole dinner and texted it to him. Dad didn't even call back. Parker refused to pay and got served first, packed his desk lamp and left like a sim baby. Mia tried to manipulate me, but the moment I cut off the Wi-Fi, she folded. She posted a tearful TikTok about being forced out by toxic energy. Got roasted in the comments. And Bianca? She threatened lawsuits, called cousins in Florida, even tried seducing my dad again. None of it worked. She left one morning in a moving van she couldn't afford, left her garden statue behind, the one that always creeped me out. I crushed it with a sledgehammer the next day. Therapeutic. These days the house is quiet. I turned Parker's attic room into an art studio. Mia's room is now a reading nook. Bianca's room? I gutted it. Installed bookshelves, T-bar, velvet curtains, my safe space. Sometimes I catch myself smiling for no reason, not because life's perfect, but because I own my space, my time, my story. And every now and then I get a call from my dad. He asks how I'm doing. I say I'm fine. He never asks about Bianca. Good. I don't mention her either. She doesn't live here anymore. Not in the house, not in my head, not even in the past.